Hi everyone! I hope you guys are doing great. Okay, it's raining again. I can't win. But that was what you just saw was Story Lake. I was there a week or so ago. I was kind of moving on up the mountain here. Can you hear me? This is really loud. Oh, it's hail. It's hail. Anyway, where was I? But I've slowly been working my way up the mountain, and I was supposed to stay at Story Lake for a week, but I went ahead and went on to the next place, and currently I am where I want to be. I'm up in the mountains now, but I have some video of when I was coming up. What's wrong, Mabel? What's wrong, baby? It's okay. Hail's scaring me. Mama didn't do anything. Anyway, yeah, I took some video as I was coming up. Not a whole lot. I mean, kind of just taking a break. And break's over. Anyway, so yeah, like I said, that was Story Lake. A lot of people didn't like it. They gave me a bad impression of it, but while I was there, I thought it was fine. Of course, I wasn't there on a weekend, and sometimes Story Lake is right up next to Las Vegas, New Mexico. So you might get a lot of locals in. There's a lot of fishing and stuff, so I can understand why some people didn't care for it. While I was there, it wasn't an issue, and but I was there during the week too. So the next place I went after that was up in Cimarron Canyon, which is one of the areas I'm going to be staying in this summer. But they have 3 campgrounds, and I really had to psych myself up to go to Maverick. That's one of them. There's Maverick, Ponderosa, and Toby. They're separate campgrounds. And Maverick is beautiful. Lots of trees, hiking. There's a little lake or pond or something there you can fish in, which a lot of people do. But it's also very popular, and you get a lot of families there, which I had psyched myself up for that. I was going the Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday before Memorial Day weekend, okay? That's when I went there. And I psyched myself up for the crowds and the noise. One of the problems with Maverick is the campsites are so close together. Sometimes you have 2 of them right next to each other. I mean, literally, you've got your automobiles parked right next to each other. When I got there, it was really nice, but I knew it wouldn't stay that way because of the holiday. But like I said, I psyched myself up for it. I was fine. And I took some video before I got there, and it was nice and peaceful. I got that site at the last minute because, you know, with the holiday, it was impossible to get a campsite. But I got this one. It was right on the little pond or lake or whatever that was. And it was beautiful for about 2 hours. And then what happened was a guy and his family moved in right next to me. And they turned on this generator, and it was really loud. Now, I could go on and on about this. I'm always by generators, and they don't bother me. Not always, but, you know, I run into them. There's one across the way now, and it doesn't bother me. It helps I'm deaf in one ear. But every once in a while, somebody will have a really noisy one. And here. Well, hold on a second. This is at 7 o'clock the next morning. okay, so that's loud. There were other generators that I just don't hear, but that was really loud. And luckily, he turned it off at 10. I think the rules are you gotta turn your generator and no noise after 10 till 7 in the morning, and he did that, so he stuck with it, so, you know, that's cool. But what's so funny is I sat in there going, it was like 9:30, I'm going, oh, please, please make him turn it off, you know. I had my good ear, I had an earplug in, and I could still hear it. We were really close together. But he did turn it off like 10 minutes till 10, and then he turned it right back on at 7 in the morning. The funny thing is, when he's running around during the day, he has that on, and nobody's there. So why? Why do you have a generator? I don't understand. And not just me, everybody in the park heard this generator, and they were all wondering why he was running it from 7 in the morning till 10 at night. Even people with generators were wondering. But anyway, what happened was the next morning he started it back up about 7 o'clock, and I get a knock on my door about 8 o'clock, and it's the camp host, and he goes, I am so sorry. Yes, he was the nicest guy. He goes, I'm so sorry. He said, I can move you over to this other campsite here if you want to go. He said, that guy is just running that thing. It's so loud. You could hear it clear across the campground. And he asked me if I wanted to move, and I thought since I had 2 more days there, I would go ahead and move, even though I had everything unpacked. So I just threw everything back in the trailer and the van, and it was only 2 spaces down. But I moved down there, and it's a good thing I did. Because I ended up with, I would have been surrounded on the other side with another neighbor. If I had stayed there, that was very loud, and the camp host had to come back twice and tell them to be quiet after 10. So it ended up, I would have been stuck between them had I not moved. So it's a good thing I moved. Now, I want to say a couple of things here, because I'm not complaining. I was so much as just telling you what happened. I have been on the road. That was since May 25th of last year. That's when I closed on my house and took off that day. And this all was happening on my anniversary date, which is one of the reasons I came up into the mountains, is I wanted to be here in the mountains on my 1-year anniversary. So that didn't work out well at all. But the thing I wanted to say is I have been out for a year and I have never run into this problem. So, I mean, I've had noisy neighbors and stuff, but that generator thing was, it just doesn't happen a lot. So it's not something I really have an issue with, but I was expecting a lot to happen at Maverick. I just wasn't expecting the loud generator to be one of the things. Anyway, like I said, I've been out for a year, and everything's been great. I was really proud of myself because 1 year ago, had that guy parked beside me, I would have freaked out. I'm not kidding you. I would have just been so stressed out. And I've noticed things like that are not bothering me like they used to. The noise and the generator, you know, things like that are just surprisingly not bothering me, and they have my whole life. And I think it's just, I kind of have this attitude now of, oh well, you know, it's just a moment in time and tomorrow will be different, you know, and because I do move and I can move anytime I want, I just kind of, the option's always there. Now, the problem, I couldn't have moved from Maverick because it was the Memorial Day weekend, and there was no place else to go. And to top it off, they had an annual rally in Red River, so there was between 20,000 and 25,000 motorcycle riders there, and they were coming up that road the whole time. They all seemed nice enough. So talk about being crowded. The campgrounds were all crowded. I couldn't even go into a national forest and get away from it. So I was really lucky that the camp hosts let me move. And yeah, so that worked out really well for me. Yeah, I'm not complaining. It's just I want y'all to be aware of when you go on the road, things like this happen. But to tell you the truth, this hasn't been happening a lot at all for me. So it was, kind of out of the ordinary. Of course, I do pick my campgrounds carefully and campsites, and usually I'm at a more mature area. But I do realize you get a lot of families and fishermen and stuff like that at Maverick. And I am actually going to stay there a couple more times this year, but I'm going to be on the other side of the campground, away from the day use area where the fishing and stuff is, so it generally is quieter over there. Anywho, yeah, well, I'm going to let you watch this video on a little bit on Maverick. Like I said, I haven't done too much this week, but I did walk through the campground and showing it to you and stuff. That place is wonderful in the fall. I mean, there's very few people there, and it's just lots of trees, and it's just really nice. It's not a good place to go on a holiday or in the summer times, and I knew that, like I said, going in. Just wasn't expecting the generator. But it's all good. I was fine. I made it. I didn't, like I said, there was no place else to go anyway, and I really didn't, tell you the truth, if there was, I wouldn't have gone, because I was kind of like, oh, you're unpacked. You really want to go somewhere else? No, I didn't. It wasn't worth it. I'm okay. I made it through okay. I was real proud of myself that I don't freak out quite like I used to a year ago, and I just kind of roll with it a lot more than I did. But it's kind of a warning to anybody that is on the road and they're coming up to Maverick. Look out! It can get kind of crazy there in the summertime. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the video that I have here on Maverick, and then I'll be back. This is the campground before Memorial Day weekend. It's very quiet, very peaceful. And camp host is over there on the other side of the bathrooms. This will be interesting to see this in a couple days. Hi. It's actually not as full as it normally would be at this time. It's been raining and cold here. I think a lot of people just didn't show up for the reservations because it was supposed to be booked. But yeah, just so you know, this is a campground, not a parking lot. Holy cow. Oh, look at that little Airstream. Isn't that adorable? One of those 16-foot ones. We got bathrooms here, no showers.
Okay. Hello, ma'am.
Hi. So this campsite here is the best campsite in the place. I won't even tell you the numbers. I don't want anybody to take it. It's hard to get booked. But anyway, yeah, it's the only really private place. And I do have a reservation here for a couple months from now. And I met the people that were here last night. They were in a casita. They took off this morning. Okay, there's our camp host and stuff is up here. Here they are. Okay. Okay, look at this. It is the cutest little thing. Shadow Cruiser. I like that. It's a little bit bigger than mine. This is the other side I'm going to have the next time I come. This side of the campground's actually quieter than my side. That's why I usually book it. Let's go up here. Well, the camp host told me they had extra rangers working over the holidays. 2 new ones that just started. This is a pretty cool looking little RV. Not little. But I'd say they're definitely full-timers. Yeah, usually this place should be packed because you know, I was lucky to get the reservation I got. Then on top of it, they have some kind of motorcycle event happening in Red River, something like 20,000 motorcycles. So they've been buzzing up the road here, right by my campsite. Luckily, I'm partially deaf and I can't hear it. Day and night. Okay, we're gonna go over here. Coming up on the generator that I was parked beside when I first got here. They run it from 7 in the morning till 10 at night. Restaurants. And what's weird is they're not even there. They run it when they're not there too. Okay. This is the one I was originally at and I moved from. They moved me over here. Okay, I'm getting ready to hook her up. Okay, so that's about it. I am settled in a spot right now. And pretty much just this area is where I'm going to be till the fall. Anyway, that's about it. I am going to let you go for now. I hope you guys are doing great. And I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.